we're muted there. There we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Profab Headers and Exhaust, SRI Performance, and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. What is up, guys? I'm David.
I'm Connor.
We're running a little late today, and we're hot. And air conditioner didn't come on.
Yeah.
It said on a timer. It said on a app to come on, and it didn't come on. So if y'all hear something running in the background, we got a fan going on. It's on now, but it's hot.
Maybe it'll be good by the time we get over with.
Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So we're rolling into it. What's up with you, man? What you been up to?
Not a whole lot. Kind of weird. Neither one of us been racing
No,
last couple of weeks.
we've been at the track,
Yeah.
but we're heartless. Heartless in these cars. They are hopefully. I haven't even talked to Earl, honestly. I think I might. If you listening, Earl, let me know. Let me know how it's going along. Let me know what's going on. Nah, I'll call him, see what's up. Don't want to rush him,
Yeah.
I don't like rushing the motor man.
No, you gotta do it right, not fast.
Exactly. I want doing it right. Exactly, like you said. So, anyway, had a good week so far. I'm on a Monday. It's Saturday, but how was your week last week after the show?
Oh, it was good. Kind of basic. Kind of rained all week. Kind
It
of
definitely
hampered anything you want to do outside. But
It rained while we did the podcast. It rained all the rest of it.
Oh yeah.
So, and all of a sudden this week, it's chances of some storms tonight, but it's hot. It's blazes today. It's gonna be hot all week. Looks like.
Yeah. That's not what I like.
It's not what you like.
I really don't like hot weather at all.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
well, when I was your age and your size, I guess, I loved hot weather.
Really?
Now, the older I got, and I don't even think it came with size. I think it was just the older I got, I was just like, eh.
Yeah, I really just, I mean, I can take it, I can endure it, but I don't enjoy
That's
it.
why I said one day I picked a long sleeve shirt to wear. Today the air conditioner come on late.
Oh, yep, that's tough.
I don't know. I don't mind these shirts for some reason. I go to track. I wear these to track if I'm not racing a lot of times. And actually,
Those
good old Columbia shirts keep you cool.
Yeah, they're
a lot of times.
better than like a fabric T-shirt sometimes.
Yeah. So, well, cool. Like I said, we did not race. We ended up both over at Dillon Motor Speedway, watching some racing. I didn't even know the midgets, I guess is what those are.
Yeah, USAC.
I didn't even know they were going to be over there.
Oh, I didn't. I saw them on the Facebook while we were going over there because they were practicing.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
I was like, where'd they come from? So that's always and was a pretty cool show. I don't know if we were going through there. Anyway, Facebook people, sorry if we wouldn't.
Whatever happened, there was almost a fight between two of them.
Was there a fight?
No.
Or almost a fight?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, when I was
that the guy that was Rick back there?
Yeah, they had that wreck, I don't know, maybe halfway through or something.
Yeah.
I don't even know what happened. I was back there with the Legend guys about to get their medics. They were the next race. And it's like one of them finally got towed back to his pit stall, and he took off, headed towards the other guy because he was like kind of parked at the end of pit road where like his car crashed there or whatever, and he was going after him. It was going third down until I think his parents or somebody got a hold of him before he got there. But
going good till it wasn't.
Yeah. But it was about to go down for a minute there.
Yeah.
I was walking away to go up to the spotter stand, and then I saw that happen, so I just kind of sit back, stood there for a minute.
Watch this.
Yeah, what happened? But, yeah, it's pretty intense. Those things are always wild.
Sweet. Yeah. The dude that won, I imagine all those guys probably drive on dirt, but they look like such a different setup from dirt to asphalt.
Oh.
I mean, just total, because they got them on the ground for asphalt, but I know on dirt, they got a lot more rollover and stuff in them.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's completely different.
Yeah, it looked completely different. But dude that won, I'm pretty sure he been driving on some dirt, though,
Probably
because he come out every time we were standing turn 4 down at Ethan and Matt's trailers there, and he just come out sideways and standing in the gas, and I was like, sweet, go ahead.
Well, you watch the first 5 laps, maybe they're all just in 3 and 4 about to spin out, on the ragged edge, and then it's it tightens up real quick. I don't understand.
Yeah, there was they were pretty good. There was handful of them come in. I don't know if they run that low air pressure or if because how much they spin tires, because there was about 3 or 4 of them at the end of the race come in and the left rear tire looked like it had no air in it. There's one come in flat, completely flat. Mm-hmm. So I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Like, are they just wearing tires like that? And
they might be. They probably do.
I figured it'd be the right rear.
Oh, yeah.
But there was a few left rear flats. So
it's kind of weird. Kind of how the next gen did it. It wears
exactly.
It wears the left sides a lot more than most other race cars do.
Odd. So, anyway, well, we got a couple guests on here for you tonight. Actually ended up being some last minute stuff. My fault. Got a couple guests coming on here. We got Boo Carlisle coming in, and also coming off his first win in super late models. Young man, Mr. Trey Mills, is going to be with us tonight. So glad to have them on. That is be a good show, maybe.
Yeah, good deal.
Maybe so. Bringing them in last minute, have no time for notes.
Don't
need them.
Yeah,
don't need them. Who needs them? Who needs notes? So anyway, they'll be here very shortly. So anyway, you told me working on Legend car, son?
Yep. We started to put a rear in today in the blazing heat. Yeah. We might be in Anderson Friday. We'll see if Dad's supposed to work. If he can get off, we might be riding up there. I've never been there. Never even seen it.
I hadn't either. I've never.
I think Dad's been one time.
I've watched it
in the truck series. Yeah.
I think so. He went back in the day. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
I want to try it. Seems like a more local group of cars and all. So
yeah, motor I bought for that car came out from one of them guys that raced in Anderson. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. New motor for the Legend car we're gonna talk about here soon. In just a few minutes has come out, hit the market now.
You can get it now, really?
Yeah. Well, I say it's out there. I ain't gonna say you can get it,
sure,
but it's out there.
Sure, we can't get it. Somebody can get it.
Somebody can get it. So we'll talk about that coming up. A lot of racing coming up. Like I said, we'll cover a little more from Dillon Motor Speedway. Florence Motor Speedway will be racing this week with some fireworks. Yep. Had some NASCAR action this past week from Nashville. Like I said, Trey Mills and the Hunt the Front series. Trey will be on here. We'll talk about that a good bit. A bunch of our buddies are running that. We got Peyton Freeman running it. We got points leader Will Harrington, good buddy of mine. He's running it. And now we'll talk to Trey here coming off his win. So that'll be good. Be real good. So anyway, while we're waiting on call-ins here, we'll get in a little bit of Dillon, I reckon, since we were there.
Too long, yeah.
No. Legends class there. You were spotting for Rafe, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
He started
second.
Second, yeah.
I think he finished third.
Finished third.
Second place got around him there. About 5 laps to go.
Yeah.
There was some wicked lap traffic though.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like there was some really slow, and then there was some kind of slow, and it's like it got to a point where they would mix, to where there was people going 2 laps down versus people going 1 lap down. It was just.
And then people going high, people going low, and. Thought we were going to have a heck of a... Well, we had what looked like a heck of a wreck, but they said it actually didn't mess up the car too bad.
Nope.
I was surprised. Barry, they kind of split a car going down the front straightaway.
I don't think he knew. Barry hopped to his outside and came up and pinched him up against the wall.
I guess we'll say spotter error there.
Yes, I don't think that guy had a spotter.
Oh, he didn't have a spotter?
Because, I mean...
That would make sense.
me and... who was up there with me? I think it was Jimmy. We were up there kind of like, okay, kind of looking around to find, hey, who is this guy? Can we tell you're driving to pick a lane here? And I don't think we ever found anybody.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll get back into that. But ladies and gentlemen, on the phone here, if you can hear us here. Can you hear us?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Sweet, got you. Mr. Boo Carlisle, what's going on, man?
What's up, fellas? What's up?
I don't know it. Y'all know Mr. Boo from his vlog, Kicking Asphalt there, going around racing street stocks and stuff. Man, it's good to talk to you. I sent you a message earlier. I said, man, we've been at I don't know how many of the same tracks at the same time and somehow never met. I don't know how it's happened.
It's crazy, man. It is. Like you said, you get rolling, you get moving. Since I got the Cars Tour vlog going on now, I got a lot more recognition and more people wanting to meet, and it seems like there just ain't enough hours once you get to moving and rolling and everything gets to going at the racetrack. So hey, we'll get together soon.
For sure, man. For sure, buddy. Well, you just talked about it, man. You got the Cars Tour vlog and all now. How did first of all, I want to go back. How did you get into doing that? I mean, we jumped on the podcast side, just talking about racing and stuff. You lived it a little more in the trenches, we'll say. And what made you want to start the vlog?
Well, at the time, there was nobody doing it on the asphalt side. I mean, there was nobody doing it. Like, I was to my knowledge, the first person to do it. And I had seen the boys out of Pensacola, Florida, Milton, Florida, hunting the front do it. And I got to where I was watching all their stuff, and I was like, well, dang, ain't nobody doing it on the asphalt side. And at the time, I was looking at having some, being a father and potentially having kids. And I was like, well, one day I want my kids to be able to see, their grandpa in action. I don't want them to have to look at pictures. And that was really was the driving force behind it. All this other stuff that's come with it, the recognition and all that, that was not my plan at all. It was more so just so I could be like, hey guys, look at this, like this was the guy, this what, your papa looked like then, or this is, I go back and look and be like, dang, that's what my dad Fred looked like then. So that was what my driving force was behind it when it first started.
Awesome. Well, you do good work, man. I love checking out your stuff, and on top of that, love seeing you at the track doing all of it, man. Because there's got to be somebody to do it. Why not you?
Exactly right. And as much as I love short track racing, man, it's my way of giving back. So at least that's what I think anyway.
There you go. Well, you are involved in racing. Is essentially your life.
It very much so, very, very much so. It's a good part of life right now. So I stepped away years ago, and I said I was wanting to get back into it, and I never in a million years dreamed that I would be this deep into it. The phone never stops ringing, so that's a good thing. I mean, that's a very, very good thing. So being a co-promoter now with the GXS Street Stock Series, and the stuff I got going on with the Cars Tour vlog, stuff I got going on with Kicking Asphalt vlog, just trying to race, on a rare off weekend. Yeah, you said it best, man. I'm made up with short track racing.
That's right. Well, you just mentioned it, the GXS Street Stock Series there. I wanted to get to that. I want to touch on that, man. How did that come about?
It was really, we went to PRI last year, and I mean, dude, we went to a steakhouse, and Tony Stevens, he said, I want you and Stephen Dunn and your daddy Fred to come with me. I got some reservations at some fancy steakhouse that's known for their spicy cocktails. And I don't know how much y'all keep up with the NASCAR side of stuff, but yeah. Freddie Kraft, Bubba Wallace's spotter, he had always gave me crap about the shrimp cocktail at this place. I can't even remember the name of the steakhouse. So, that's it, St. Elmo's. And so we went in there, and Tony, he had told us, I got this idea. So we sat down, and he throwed it out to us. He was like, hey, do this. With your notoriety and popularity, people would trust you. And I was kind of blown away. Like, I was like, yeah, that sounds cool, but, man, we can't pull this off. And, I kind of wrote it off when we left PRI. And then, it got brought up again in February when the deal was finalized through the Cars Tour vlog. And Keely had mentioned to me, because she had been on Jack about wanting to do a street stock race, Tri-County weekend, the Memorial Day race. And that was always in the works. And then we was like, well, if we're going to do this, what better way to be a kickoff event than do that? And, man, it's even took off into something I could not even imagine. I did not expect to have this much success this early on. I mean, I did a dry race back in March that I actually raced myself at Anderson, which is my closest track. It's about an hour and 15 minutes up the road, just to see if I could do it. and we had 14 cars show up to it. So I was like, okay, I don't know if this is beginner's luck or whatnot. Let's just see, how Tri-County goes. And, we had 22 cars show up for 75 laps. And
Nice.
That's like rolling into Anderson Motor Speedway this coming Friday night. On the entry list right now is 22. And I get it. People, not everybody's going to show up that's on the entry list. I just wanted entry sent in. That way I know how many tires tell Hoosier I need it.
That's right.
So, like I got some older guys, because it's street stock, man. They're a little bit of an older generation, some of them, and they don't know how to work a computer per se. So, filling out an online entry form ain't up their alley, so they just assume call me. And I haven't put them on the entry list, but if everybody shows up that says they're coming, we should have about 25 strong to take the green flag Friday night.
That's gonna be awesome, man. That is real cool. That's so cool. I love short track racing, man. You know that. And fortunately, yeah. I got to I get it. One thing I will go back and say real quick, talking about you racing, it wasn't your series, but you came down to Florence Motor Speedway here, our home track here, back first of the year, and had an exciting finish there.
Yeah, we that was the day where I was like, man, this don't happen much, but I want to try this double. I had listened to a lot of the old timers that I respect very much. Them tell stories of doing a Friday night and a Saturday night. And Lee Falk had told me about doing 2 races in one day, and that's always stuck with me. And I was like, man, I just want to try that. Obviously, it would make more sense if you could do a Dillon Florence or a Hickory Tri-County, not doing tracks 3.5 hours apart. But man, I love a good adventure, because I mean, heck, man, I never know when the checker flag is gonna fall on life.
That's right.
So I want to make every single day count that I can. But that was what drove it. I was like, it was literally me, my dad Fred, and my I guess you call him my teammate Tyler. He didn't race that day, and it was 3 of us in a pickup truck. Man, it was on an open trailer. It was the purest form of what I envisioned 1980s being like. I mean, buddies riding with the windows down from racetrack to racetrack. And we didn't make it to Tri-County, but we tried. And the Higgins family, man, they tried to hold the show up. They didn't have a lot of cautions that night. They didn't have the best car count that night, so, there wasn't a lot of cautions. But once we hit the traffic in Charlotte, we knew we were done. So,
yeah, that'll get you every time.
I want to try it again next year. The Zacharias family, they moved us in front of late models that day to help us out. Like I reached out to both of them the week of to see if that would even be possible to, if they would help me out do that, because I thought it would be cool. And but it didn't work out. But I mean, I'm all for trying it. If Steve runs his day races next year, in the March, April months, if I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Cars Tour next year, so I'm not. I know my street stock series will be grown more next year. We're looking to do 8 to 10 races next year, so and we're looking at one of them being at Florence. So
awesome.
I don't know what the schedule is going to hold next year, but man, I would love to try it again. But to get to your question, yeah, man, I've always been good at Florence, and I don't understand why. I think it's because I'm good at pedaling race cars.
There you go.
I'm not a person that just stabs the gas. I never have been. I think it comes from, when I first went back racing, it was very, very penny pinching tight. I didn't want to dive off in the corner real hard, or it was almost like, I'll just be straight with you. If I tear it up, I ain't got no money to put it back together. And I almost feel like I can't shake that sometimes. But I feel like that's what helped me at Florence was, I've never been a person that was real hard on equipment. And that day, I mean, it was like riding a bicycle. I mean, we started 7th, and when I rolled by Locklear at Florence, I said, hey, we got something here. I come across the radio, and I was like, if you pass Ricky Locklear Jr. on the outside, you got a good piece.
You're right.
So, I'm not sure who the gentleman was that I worked over for like 15 laps, but I wanted to pass him clean. And I finally got around him after working him over, and Brandon Caraway had told me that he come across the radio and told a spotter, he said, that orange car's coming. And I don't know if we got anything for him, but, ran out of time. But the last lap, I'm still not sure to this day what happened. I don't know if we just come together. Like I said, I ain't nobody that loses their temper or whatever. He apologized when we rolled into the victory lane thing there for the top 3. So, it was a fun time. It was a good time. So we're looking at coming back over there for the Myrtle Beach, or not Myrtle Beach, the Florence 400 weekend. So that'll probably be the next time that I'm able to get back over there. So really looking forward to get back over to Florence. The Zacharias family is very great to race with. So like I said, man, and they got great competition over there. Everybody's real nice, and it helps that for however reason you just miss the bump off turn 2, and I get around the beer joint pretty good.
There you go. That's what it takes. All right, well, you brought it up a good bit. The Cars Tour, you are now doing the vlog for it. Man, this season, let's talk a little bit about it. This season has been a one of excitement, we will say.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That come together like last summer. Keely came and spotted for me, and our friendship hit off there, and she had mentioned it last summer about me, potentially doing like what I'm doing this year. And as the time went on, I felt like I was like, I don't even know if she still wants to do it, but we come icebreaker. We got to talking about it this year. At your place over at Florence in the campground. We was sitting on the cooler drinking some cold beers.
That's right.
And, I asked her, I was like, hey, you still wanting to do this? And Jack was right there, and we talked with Jack about it. We worked everything out, and, man, we was off to the races. So doing the Tour and 12 deal it made perfect sense. There's 16 late model stock races, 12 with each 12 races with each driver, like they get their own kicking asphalt production style race, and then the 4 big races, Wilkesboro, the throwback race, the championship race, and there's one other, the Tri-County 30,000 win race. It'd just be like an overall race day. So it's been fun, man. I preach connections all the time in life, especially in the racing industry, and it's opened a ton of doors. It's a lot of the late model guys. Their eyes have been open to street stocks. Like I got 2 team owners in the car store right now that are actively searching for a street stock because they see how much fun we're having in the GXS street stock series. So, man, it's like I said, they're racers just like us. They might have a little bit better funding, but
that's right.
But at the end of the day, man, they're eating bologna sandwiches on Saturdays just like we are.
That's right. Well, coming to the Cars Tour. Wednesday night there's a name coming to it that actually the last time he ran a late model stock he won, which was at the Battle at the Beach at Daytona, and that's Kyle Larson.
That's true.
How do you think that's going to go over? I mean, that dude seems to be able to win in anything he gets in. I'm excited to see him get back in late model stock.
I believe if there'd have been one more lap at Daytona, he wouldn't have won that race because he couldn't have seen turn 1.
That's right.
I hope that's no repeat this coming weekend or this coming Wednesday night. But, I mean, it's going to bring eyes. It's going to bring butts to the seats, and it's going to bring eyes to the series. I believe a lot of the dirt people, that don't mainly watch asphalt racing will tune in Wednesday night on Flow, and that's what I'm excited for. Is the new eyes that get brought to it. So I enjoy dirt racing just as much as I do asphalt racing, but asphalt racing was my passion. So that's kind of what I hope for Wednesday night. A lot of people just give it a fair chance, and from the NASCAR side, I don't think NASCAR's ever been more attention paying than to the Cars Tour right now. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see many, many big names out there Wednesday night walking the pits at Caraway Speedway.
That's right. I saw Advanced Auto Parts national champion Lane Riggs is going to be in the field.
Kevin Harvick's car?
In the KHI car.
Yeah, he's going to be driving Harvick stuff.
Yeah, so he's another good one. And, man, that field is packed with talent. That is for sure. Well, cool, man. Go ahead.
I was talking with Keely earlier, and she had some late entries come in, and it's up to 35 on the entry list now.
Oh, wow.
So there'll be some people going home this week.
That's awesome. That's what I like to see. I mean, I hated to have to go home, but, I mean,
exactly.
I love to watch them fight for it.
It makes qualifying interesting.
Exactly.
It makes it count for something.
Exactly.
It absolutely does. So the pro late models was up to 20. And the late model stocks was 35, so you're looking at 55 late models on a Wednesday night. So that's pretty sporty.
Man, that's awesome. We had Katie Hittinger on here last week, leading the pro late model points there. She's having a real solid season. I think it's about time she's gonna put a W under her belt, though.
Absolutely, man. She is she's a real woman, no doubt about it. I know sometimes the pro late model guys, they feel left out as far as the vlog stuff and some of the social media side, but I actually the plan is right now for the Wake County race coming up July 8th. It is the GXS Wraps 100.
Awesome.
I will be following Katie Hettinger that day because it's a pro late model standalone event. So, looking forward to following her and giving the pro late model guys and girls some love on the Cars Tour vlog.
That is going to be awesome. Well, Boo, if you will, tell everybody, if they don't know already, where to find all your vlogs at and be able to follow you on social media.
Absolutely. If you're looking for it, we ain't hard to find, man. I got Boo Carlisle on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. As far as the YouTube stuff, it's a Kicking Asphalt Vlog. Just put it in your search bar on YouTube, or you can search Cars Tour or Cars Tour Vlog. They're on separate pages. Cars Tour Vlog is on the actual Cars Tour YouTube page, and then my street stock Kicking Asphalt Vlogs and my buddies that I go vlog, that is on the Kicking Asphalt Vlog page. So go check out both of them on YouTube. Just type it in the search bar, type it in your Google search bar, and it'll carry you right to it.
Y'all go do it for sure. Well, Boo, I sure appreciate you jumping on with us, man, and we'll have to get you back on here sometime. Let's talk some more about it. Talk about this GXS series some more. Let's wrap it up all this year.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We're looking forward to it big next year, but we got finished this year out. So, hey, appreciate y'all fellas having me on, man. I always love to talk short track race.
Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, take care, fellas.
Have a good one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Boo Carlisle hanging out with us. Been wanting to get him on for a while, and like I said, I was late reaching out to him, and he still come right back. Sure, man, I love it.
Maybe that's the way to do it.
Maybe it is.
Just his last minute. Hey,
just split decision.
Yes. Don't give him time to think.
No, don't give him time to think. So good deal. They'll be over there at Anderson if you're there.
Yep, I heard that.
That's gonna be. We'll send the microphone with you. You go talk to him.
Okay. Hey, 25 street stocks around Anderson sounds like a pretty daggone good show.
Sounds like a heck of a time.
Yeah.
That's a little bull ring there. So be good stuff for sure.
You guys hear me?
We got you, and I was fixing to go to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, young man, let's go straight to another call here. Young man picking up his first super late model win in the Hunt the Front series at Why Not. Mr. Trey Mills, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, just hanging out at the lake. What about you guys?
About the same, man. What lake you at?
It's Kinsley Lake. It's in Florida.
Nice.
It's near where I live.
Nice. Sweet. What you doing out there today? You swimming? You riding on the boat? What you doing?
Actually, we just got here. I was at the shop all day washing the race car after the race this weekend, and we just got here.
Man, I always look at it when I come off. Well, it's been a long time since I come off a win, but when you come off up, man, it almost stinks to wash it. It's just like, man, that was winning dirt right there.
Yeah, definitely. Got my first super win this weekend. It was definitely a pretty cool experience. I had a lot of fun. My crew was all happy for me, so it was definitely a good time.
Well, man, there was a lot of people happy for you. I want to jump into it there a little bit. Before we go back on you, I want to jump into it, man. That was a heck of a race, man. You and our buddy Peyton Freeman put on a show there. You up on the high side, him on the bottom, for many, many laps, and made it an exciting race.
Yeah, it was definitely exciting. I started third, and we had a harder tire on, so I kind of fell back towards the beginning of the race. But then I just kind of saved my stuff and managed to start working up through the field towards about halfway through the race, and I managed to get to second, and Peyton was kind of getting caught up with lap traffic, so I was able to run him down, and we battled for a couple laps, and with about 5 to go, I was able to pass him and put some lap cars in between us, and that kind of sealed the deal.
Awesome, man. No better way to do it. No better way to do it than making it exciting. But I want to go back on you for a little while. You kind of, first of all, how long have you been racing? Period. How long have you been racing?
I started racing go-karts when I was 6.
So 6 years old, and you are 13, 14 now?
15.
15. You're 15 now. Wow. I feel like it's forever ago. That's right, because it was. when you kind of, a lot of people all of a sudden took notice to your name when at Bristol a few years back when you were running the crate stuff and brought home a win there. And man, it's been all out since then, hasn't it?
Yes, sir. I got a win at the 602 Nationals at Bristol Motor Speedway back in 2021. And it's kind of went uphill from there. You know, I got a lot of followers from that, and everything just gone uphill. And I finally was able to get my first 604 win a couple weekends after that, after I won at Bristol. And then just last weekend, I got my first one in the super late model. So it's definitely gone uphill since then.
So going back over your career there, starting to race go-karts at 6 and now to 15, man, you're about a seasoned veteran now. Going back and looking back at, you know, coming from your first win in the 602 to coming and getting your first win now in a super late model, man, just how has it sunk into you how exciting that is and how awesome that is at that young of an age to get that win?
Yeah, that's always been a goal of mine in life, is to win a super late model race. So to get it done only halfway through the racing season is definitely a pretty big deal.
And that's a series now. This Hunt the Front series kind of came on, you know, when they announced it late last year and brought it on the first of this year. There's no slouches in this series. I mean, those guys are up on the wheel. Like I said, you got our buddy Peyton Freeman in there, who is always a threat every time. Points leader Will Harrington, buddy of ours too. Those guys are good out there, and for you to be able to go out there and it probably makes it feel real good when you can go out there and just drive around them.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, my crew gave me a really good car that night, and I was just fortunate enough to stay out of trouble and just work through the lap traffic a little bit better than Peyton did and managed to get the win.
Well, that's all you can ask for, man. Well, cool deal. Awesome. Well, what's up next for you, buddy?
This weekend we are going to be racing at Sonoya on Saturday night, and then Duck River on Sunday for another 2 nights of Hunt the Front racing.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Cool deal. Well, tell everybody who helps you all out on that car and all your sponsors there.
My mom, my dad, Colton Blair, the crew chief, Mr. Fitz Factory Inc., Mr. Ricky with H&R Race Engines, Boswell Oils, ISP Seats, Black Diamond Racing Chassis, Integra Racing Shocks, Simpson Racing Products, Gary Winger, and just everybody else who helps. Uncle Shane, Rob, and just everybody else who helps.
Awesome, man. Well, cool deal. Well, man, I sure appreciate you jumping on because it was very last minute. I messaged y'all, and I sure appreciate you jumping on and hanging out with us and giving us some time today, man. And hopefully we get you back on here soon. Let's talk about some more wins, some good runs, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Mr. Trey Mills coming off a, like I said, an awesome Hunt the Front.
Was he the 12-year-old that won at Bristol?
It was.
Okay.
That's why I was trying to figure out.
I finally connected that dot. When you said Bristol, I remembered hearing the 602, you know, watching him win the 602 race.
That's right.
And it was everything. He was like 12 years old, which was crazy.
I was there when you done that. Yeah, I was there. Yeah. I was there. So yeah, congratulations to Trey there again, picking up a win in the Hunt the Front series at Why Not. Man, I'm gonna tell you, I don't care what series you're in. I don't care if you're in nowadays. People used to say, oh, you had to be in the World Outlaw Series or you had to be in the Lucas Series for a super win to really feel like it counted, I guess you say. Now, no. I don't care. I don't care if you're running either one of those two. You're running Hunt the Front. You're running Ultimates. Any of them. That is the XR.
Top tier,
yeah, that is top tier guys. Anybody in that field can pull off a win any night. So to see him do it, that was I was happy for him.
Oh yeah, they ought to have like the top 3 from each series. Have like a all-star event.
That would be awesome.
Like top 3 in points.
And then make it a points event for the series. How you finish in it. You get points for, so it wouldn't necessarily be driver against driver, it'd be Lucas Oil against World Outlaws and all of them together.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And you point them in there, so
just I feel like that'd be cool. A really good show. I feel like that would just.
Can we come up with that?
Yeah.
Everybody else keeps coming up with a series. Can we come up with the
Chicken Bone Alley All-Star Series?
All-Star Series.
Put it out there. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get some sponsors. Anybody want to sponsor that? We're gonna need some money.
Big time.
We're going big time money. We're gonna do a all-star series to get across all the board of super late model racing. That'd be sweet. That'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, guys, want to thank, as always, all our good associates on this show, because we could not do it without them. Earl Ramey Racing Engines, guys. Like I said, I got a motor up there right now out of that ride right there. So y'all head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. You need some big power in your car. Need to make an impression under that hood, we say. Head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. I don't care if you're running crates, you're running supers, you're running limited, you're running late model stock. I don't care what you're running. Earl's got the answer for it. So y'all head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Get you some power under your hood today. Also, get you some time on this chassis dyno. That thing is a lifesaver. It makes a world of difference. So y'all head over there to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Get in there with them today, and get all set up. Get that power under the hood. Get it making some horses. One of the things gonna make some good horses under there is some Profab headers and exhaust. Y'all head over. Profab headers and exhaust. Talk to our buddy Andy, Andrew Garris there. He will hook you up. It is the best headers on the market. I mean, absolutely, bar none. I believe it wholeheartedly. Not only do they look good, not only do they sound good, but they are quality that wins. That's their slogan, and that is their slogan for a reason, because it is 100% true. So y'all head over to Profab headers and exhaust today. All right, well, let's get back to Dillon Motor Speedway real quick. I might have an unpopular, to some people, opinion about this, and I'm not being critical, I don't guess we'll say, but it's just a look thing. But anyway, let's get back to Legends Race. Let you finish that since you were spotting up there.
Yeah.
We were talking about Barry. Got squeezed into the wall, and he jumped up probably 6 foot in there. It looked like
wheel over wheel.
Yeah.
It wasn't never like in a flipping motion, but it looked like it was plenty high enough to start barrel rolling. So I was thankful it came back down.
I thought it was. Then I thought it was going head on into the wall, and
it seemed like it slowed up enough. And I think we dodged the bullet there, but unfortunate. He had a pretty good run going, I think.
He did. I don't know. You think it was just hot and muggy? That track seemed a little slickish.
Yeah,
the other day.
Probably so. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just wondering. But then I think because it was weird. It was like, because we even talked about this after the race. It was really hot. That little bit of rain came, and then sun went down, and it actually cooled off a good bit.
Cooled off a lot.
But then all of a sudden, it was like it got really humid again by the end of later on in the night. So I think that cool down there, me and Rafe talked about it after the race. He said, I tightened it up. I said, yeah, the track cooled down, tightened you up too much, didn't he? He said, yep.
That's what I figured.
So anyway, he's going to get him one over there for too long.
It's got to come.
It's got to come.
If you can't run second and third with so many times,
it
finally goes your way.
He is dead in position to make it happen. So I'm waiting to see Rafe get him one.
Absolutely.
But while we're talking about legends, before we move on, few of the shops came out with the new motor. I know 316 had one. I think I saw 860 had one. They were putting in a few more people all of a sudden. To my knowledge, INEX 600 Racing Water hadn't even really advertised this being ready to anybody. Just all of a sudden there was a few setup shops that put it out there.
Got their hands on one.
Yeah, got their hands on one. But it is the MT-09.
Is that what it's
engine.
called?
Yeah, the MT-09.
When did the Z09 come out? What?
15?
Really?
16?
But it wasn't really, I mean, it was, I don't know. I feel like it didn't become like widespread until what?
No, it was probably 18.
Yeah. So I think I started racing it in 2020, and it was the Z09s were pretty much, it was right at the crossover point.
Right. Right. It may not been that. It may have been 17 before it came out. But anyway.
But not.
No. Not. Yeah. It was kind of the same deal. Only a few had them, and then,
Yeah, and it's just hasn't been that long,
Right.
I feel like this is 2 motors released back to back.
Exactly.
Which is never a good thing.
No, it's not. Take them off. My ears are sweating.
I was hurt.
I don't like it. I don't mind a new update, and I understand why they're doing it. I understand they're doing it because Yamaha is not making the FZ09 anymore. They changed this engine to the MT09, which is essentially it's the same platform of engine. The difference is it's throttle by wire.
Yep. It's all electronic throttle.
Yeah, everything's electronic, which probably can help because throttle bodies were a huge issue on FZ09. What I don't like is they're telling everybody that, it's not going to be any different. Not going to be any different than the FZ09.
Yeah.
Well, somebody put out a dyno sheet on Facebook the other day, and this may not sound like much to anybody, especially on the big car side. It's not going to sound like much to you, but there is a 5 horsepower difference, and I think it was a 5 or 6 foot-pounds of torque difference. What I saw, no, that doesn't sound like much to anybody, but
from these cars,
exactly when you're only running 1,250 pounds, ain't it? Whatever.
Oh yeah, I think it's 1,300 maybe.
13, whatever it is, right around 1,300 pounds. When you're only running that, 6 foot-pounds of torque is a lot. That's a lot. 5 horsepower can be a lot.
So you multiply that out by
exactly
power to weight ratio, it'd be a lot more for a big car.
So my thoughts is, unless they just haven't put it out there or nobody said it yet, I think they need, just like us that run the 1250s, you need to add some weight to it.
Probably so.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I've heard that that the electronic throttle in itself is a pretty big,
a lot smoother.
Pretty big advantage. I mean, it's instant. No any delay or anything. It's right under your foot, which is definitely a big help.
Yeah. I don't know. But I just don't like the constant changes.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Like I said, I understand why. I just don't like it.
Maybe it's been. I don't know. I haven't paid attention to Legends racing as intently as I have the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, maybe. But it seems like lately there's been a lot of.
Well, my thing is as we've said on here before. So I'm not saying anything I hadn't before on that. INEX stood for inexpensive. It's turning to not inexpensive. This upgrade, I think somebody said if you had to buy the whole conversion kit, like for my car, moved to it from a 1250 to an MT09. Not much different than FZ09 as far as that, but that is right about $9,000.
That's half a car.
Yeah,
probably a car. If
I
you
say,
yeah,
I didn't pay that for that one.
Yeah, say.
So, I don't know. It just
pray
too much.
You just pray it doesn't trickle down to our tracks yet.
But, yeah, it will though.
It's outside. It's on its way.
Just like nobody can get shocks. Well, there was a set of shocks, and they won the race.
Yeah.
This past Saturday night at Dillon, and what's the boy's name?
Josh
Lowe. Josh Lowe.
He's won races before.
He's won races before, and he's good. Don't get me. I'm not taking anything away from him at all. By no means am I taking anything away from him because he's fast. He's a good driver, clean driver for the most part. Every time I see him, and I like that he wears a hard hat every time he gets out in his Victory Lane interviews, because one of his primary sponsor is a construction company, so he gets out and wears a hard hat with their sticker on it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
interesting.
It's unique.
It's unique. It's everybody got a thing. That's his thing. I like it. But I'm not taking it away from him. But to me, that looked like the clear advantage was in his setup there. And I'm not saying you can't run the same thing with old shocks, but it seems like they might have figured out something with the new shocks.
For sure.
So
I mean, they didn't release them for no reason. So
exactly.
You might have the upper hand while they try to figure them out, but once they get them figured out,
yeah. Once you figure out which ones you need, that's an argument we've already had many times. The 4 options for shocks to me is absolute overkill. But whatever. So anyway, congratulations to Josh. And like I said, I think Rafe's gonna get him one.
He's got to. Got to.
Moved on though after that. Trying to think a little bit, kind of some highlights. 4-cylinder race. Do you remember the boy's name? Drives it. Was it 27?
Oh, 27
car?
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
Car was flying.
Yep. Oh,
flying.
It's been doing that for a while. I remember running against that thing, and it just come by me down the straightaway.
You don't see him there much.
Yeah.
Not often. I don't know where he's from, whatever, but he was flying.
Absolutely.
I have to look it up. All right. This is where, and I guess I'm somewhat partial because it is a class we run in, but I can take that out of it personally. I mean, maybe people think I can't, but I can look past that I'm running the class, because I know me, for instance, I'm still learning this car, so it's not affecting me necessarily, but I think it's affecting the class. The 25 car, Ricky Locklear Jr. And do not take me wrong, because I think Ricky Locklear Jr. is probably one of the best drivers at the track. I think he's got more laps around Florence and Dillon than probably almost anybody at this point, because he runs so many classes a night. He was running 4-cylinder a night, ran Challenger, as he always does. There was some other stuff went on. I'm not going to get into that, though, because there was no backing to it. So I'm not even going to get into that. So, but people correct me if I'm wrong. Ricky Locklear Jr. goes out, wins the Challenger race. Car was on a rail. I mean, flying, looked good. He comes in, goes into tech. They pop the carburetor off of it, throws another carburetor on, I imagine change tires, and goes and runs late model. Starts, I don't know, fourth, fifth, something like that. Drives it up through the field, wins late model. And this is no knock on Ricky necessarily. Like I said, it's not a knock on him, because I think he's probably one of the better drivers out there. My problem comes in, and I'm not track bashing. This is just my thought. I don't think a car that is legal for late model, other than just a carburetor change, should be legal for Challenger. I feel like there needs to be either some bigger differences, or either just not allowed to run 2 classes with the same car.
Well, just a Charger car shouldn't be able to win late model.
No.
Period. I mean,
Charger car should not be able to win late model. I mean, that is the reason there is a Charger class there, because it is typically older cars. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be older cars that are behind on technology, because new late models come out with new technology, big money shocks on them, all that stuff, and going out there and, setting track on fire. Yeah. Charger's not necessarily supposed to be that. We have a shock claimer rule that nobody really does anything with, because, and I tell everybody the reason, because a lot of these people put a lot of money in shocks, and they don't want somebody to turn around and buy theirs.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of just a gentleman's agreement, I guess you say. And I can understand that, but it just there's something got to change about that. I can't.
It's getting out of hand.
It is getting out of hand, in my opinion. Like you said, a car that is legal for Challenger should not win late model.
Yeah. just I mean, there's no way around it.
No. And like I said, I'm not track bashing, but I think that's on the track. I don't necessarily think that's on the 25 car because they're playing by the. As far as I know, they're playing by the rules. If you're playing by the rules and that is allowed, go forward. It just, I don't know. It's a bad look in my opinion, and I think you're going to run off more in the Challenger class because they're going out there trying to compete with a car that's winning late model, and it's like, well, I can't compete with that, because you're running a lot lower budget program than a late model's running. So I don't know. What's the answer?
I don't know. Other than just, I mean, this has been happening.
Oh yeah.
Slowly. Charger's been edging its way towards limited late model for the last 3 years. They took away the ride height rule. Numerous other things. They let the what's it called? The whatever engine it was, I can't remember.
The
Harrington engine.
Enforcer.
Yeah, they let that run, add weight. It's just slowly to where it's basically limited late model. I mean, it's almost what you got to.
It's getting real close. You got to late model stock.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got to face it now. There ain't much. The half the field's running Charger, half the field's limited late model.
Exactly.
I mean, that's really what it is.
Exactly. And I don't know. I just can't. I don't like it. It. Don't sit well with me.
I think it's hurting it overall.
I think it is too. I think it is.
It'll definitely start showing too.
Well, I think it already is, and I say that because let's compare the two because there are two tracks: Florence Motor Speedway and Dillon Motor Speedway. And I will just go ahead and say for every racer, we can sit there and hash out pros and cons about each. Florence runs the NASCAR rules. They are NASCAR sanctioned, run NASCAR rules, but they also modify some of the NASCAR rules because there actually is a set of rules for NASCAR Charger division. Kind of sets a base, and then a few things have happened that they've added on some rules this year. But you go to Florence, and they've had what, 20
to 25 cars.
25 cars every week. And I thought going into it, my setup on my car, I said, well, we're going to have, there's pretty big weight difference and stuff. I thought. Now I looked at it. Nah, there was 25 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it was. And literally everything else was the same carburetor and everything. So what I'm saying is essentially every car now that is legal for Florence, you're pretty much legal for Dillon. Legal for Dillon, you're legal for Florence for the most part. There's a few that are, a few got different carburetors.
Oh yeah,
I think
some engine packages have different carburetors and
stuff like that.
Stuff.
Exactly. So why aren't we getting the car counts at Dillon that we are in Florence?
That's kind of why I think Dillon probably needs to be NASCAR sanctioned.
I think so.
I think at one time, I would say that's probably the biggest thing that helped him.
Yes.
I think not being sanctioned was huge, but now I don't think he can make it anymore.
Well, I think one thing is the sanction, the insurance, blah blah, all that stuff. I think the rules kind of help, but there's some guys which I didn't know. I mean, yeah, obviously we all want to. I kind of wanted to start the season, but we've now had to pull the motor and work on the motor. There's a lot of guys want to run for points in it now. Yeah. So I think a NASCAR sanction would help the car count.
I think so too.
I don't know. It's I just
it seemed like a bigger deal. I mean, just going to a NASCAR sanctioned track.
Yeah.
It just feels, like you're competing with.
That's right.
I mean, even if the competition at Dillon is pretty good.
It's stout.
There's just not many cars.
Right.
The ones that are there are good. Just there's not many of them.
Right. And there also might be, again, an unpopular opinion, but far as Florence Motor Speedway is in my backyard, essentially, right down the road from my house. I grew up at Florence Motor Speedway. Was there every weekend, there every Friday night when they used to run on Fridays. That was what we did. We got out of school, went to Sonic, went to the racetrack. That's just what we did every Friday. So I love Florence Motor Speedway. Do not take me wrong. But personally, driving-wise, I actually, myself, like driving Dillon better than I like Florence. It's
more technical.
There's more options on it with actually having an apron. Whereas Florence, we don't have one.
Nope.
We run all the way down to the wall. I will say Florence in the past few years has brought on an outside groove. That's just came naturally, fortunately. And to some extent, it almost seems like where you want to be sometimes, especially on wore-out tires.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's pros and cons. But yeah, that's where I'm at on that. I don't think car needs to be running Challenger and late model.
Yeah, I think you've seen Challengers, Chargers overall car count fall.
Yep.
I mean, really, outside of Florence, you don't see nearly as good as they used to be.
No,
which is disappointing.
Very, very. So, let's do whatever we can, people, to fix it. Let's work on this. But anyway, guys. I want to thank our good friends over at SRI Performance. They are, like I always say, that is a Walmart for race cars. It's more like Sam's Club, like I said. Sam's Club, yeah, for race cars. You can buy it in bulk if you want to. But anyway, guys, head over to SRI Performance. Get all the goodies you need. Like we talked about Profab headers, you can pick those up from SRI Performance. So head over there, get everything you need for your race car, from nose to tail, everything in between. I don't care if you can buy a motor from there if you want. You can buy every body part from there. You can, every fastener you need to put, wiring, everything you need to put that car together, you can get it, and all the other goodies to go along with it. So y'all head over to SRI Performance, log on your computer, go to www.sriperformance.com. Get yourself everything you need in your buggy there. Get it all loaded up. Put in that promo code at time of checkout. C-BONE, Tennessee is in.
Chicken.
BONE10. Get yourself 10% off at time of checkout. Also, guys, stock car steel and aluminum. Whatever SRI don't have, stock car steel's got it, because most of that's only the raw materials to put it together. You can build everything on that race car right over there with material from Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. So y'all head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, pick up all the good stuff you need today. I don't care if you're building, like I said, that whole race car. There's some guys, especially around here, because we ain't got but a little over a month for it, they getting ready for deer season. Build a deer stand if you want to. They got everything you need to do it. So head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Pick you up everything you need today. All right. Well, I reckon we had some NASCAR action.
Indeed.
At Nash Vegas.
Nashville Super Speedway.
Nashville Super Speedway. The wrong track.
Yeah, the wrong Nashville.
The wrong Nashville. I don't know. I kind of like it, though. Because
okay.
I like it being a concrete track.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of concrete.
Really?
I mean, it's okay. It's unique.
I mean, why don't you like the concrete, though?
I just don't think it races.
You don't think so?
To me, it doesn't. It seems to be.
It's got a lot of grip.
It's got a lot of grip. It's just, I don't know. I just think I think asphalt's a little better. But I understand.
Asphalt changes more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Concrete, you're not going to have to repave.
Yeah,
every 10 years. I get that part. It's not bad. I think I prefer asphalt.
Well, the track sat for 10 years pretty much, and they just went right back to it. Here it is. Let's go. No, it probably wasn't that long. Truck race Friday night. Carson Hocevar took home the win. He was finally able to bring home a clean win. And he kind of even alluded to that. He said this gives him something not to talk about, essentially, because last win he had, Texas, pretty much just turned him on. I don't even remember who it was. Anyway, turned him on the last lap. Took home the win. Finally, he went, drove Devil out the car, or truck. He did a good job, actually.
Yep.
Took on the win. Team brought him a good truck. So congratulations, Carson Hocevar. He's won. Came up through the and kind of wondered about this. We were talking to Boo a little earlier about the Cars Tour, all that good stuff. I kind of wonder. We saw kind of years ago, a long time ago, kind of your path to NASCAR was you drove late models. You moved up in late models to either truck or Bush back in the day, now Xfinity, and then you went to Cup. That was kind of the path. Well, all of a sudden, this guy named Kyle Larson comes along, and that was no longer the path. The path was you get them out of dirt, or you get dirt guys, and that's kind of been the go-to there for the past, I don't know, I'm going to say 4-5 years almost now. But now, last week, we alluded to it. We thought it was going to happen. It officially happened. Josh Berry taking over the ride for Kevin Harvick next year in the 4-car over at Stewart-Haas Racing. He he's not too old. He's 33 years old, which to me isn't that old because I'm older than that. But look back at it. Dale Earnhardt, rookie year, 33 years old. But what I'm getting at is Josh Berry. I don't know if he's ever turned a lap on dirt.
I think it kind of shifted back.
And that's why
it's kind of in the middle.
And that's why I was getting at with Carson Hocevar. Carson Hocevar come up through late models, not late model stock. He came up more through supers and stuff like that. Which, yeah, they're a different car, but I think still probably some great similarities as far as asphalt cars. So Carson's coming up through. I got a good feeling he's probably going to be taking over that Junior Motorsports ride, that empty ride for next year.
Obviously, yeah.
I got a good feeling.
He's really run. I always thought he's okay, but he's a pretty good driver as we've seen over the last couple of weeks.
He's a good driver. He's a wheel man. I will give him that. He made some stupid decisions on the track early in the year, for sure, but he's a wheel man. So him coming into it, like I said, Josh Berry getting the call to go up, and all of a sudden, all this attention, like Boo was alluding to earlier, of NASCAR, going back to, kind of all these eyes are on the Cars Tour. Are we kind of seeing like you said, a resurgence of?
I think so.
Of late model guys going to NASCAR.
You look at the truck series, you see all kinds of guys that were in the Cars Tour and late models. Corey Heim, Honeycutt got a couple rides.
Yep.
It's Cars Tour is almost above ARCA at this point.
ARCA's gone by the wayside in my opinion.
So I think late models really. I still think you see a lot of dirt guys too, but I think it's you can kind of pull from both now.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that it's just gone. Now I will say, and I'm gonna go with Honeycutt and Carson Hocevar both. They kind of pulling the butterbean also. They weren't just racing that; they've also stuck their toe into dirt late models. I think Honeycutt actually picked up a win this past weekend in the late model. I think I saw. So is it we're going back to late models, or is it they just want somebody who can, an overall racing discipline.
Could be.
Other than Josh Berry, because Josh Berry don't have that overall race, which is really funny to me with Tony Stewart, because Tony Stewart was kind of the biggest one coming in. He loved the dirt racing background because that's where he came from. I understand it. I understand why he liked those guys, and rightfully so, because to me, probably dirt guys probably got the best car control out of anybody. But Tony Stewart made the comment that he had no interest in some young boy daddy writing a check and putting him in a car. He wanted somebody who has proven themselves. I love the way he said that. Yeah. Now, in saying
I found that kind of funny.
I found it hilarious, but I thought it was, in saying that, I think the reason is because they got a sponsor already there. I haven't heard that Bush is leaving.
I think they are going to Trackhouse, actually.
Are they going to Trackhouse?
That's the rumor.
Word? That's the word? Oh, okay.
Well, I think they are going to have to find some. Oh. Unless Josh has got some.
He might have Tire Pro or somebody going.
Maybe.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I found that funny too with Cole Custer.
Herbst is driving.
But I feel like Riley Herbst, I feel like that company, maybe I'm wrong, but I almost feel like that company is split. They're all one team, yes, but I feel like the used to be anyway, maybe not as much anymore, but I felt like the 10 and the 41 were kind of Gene Haas's. Then the 4 and the 14 were Tony Stewart's.
It just seemed to always be like the drivers who were in the 41 and 10 seemed to have the sponsors.
Yeah.
I guess other than Kurt Busch. I guess Kurt was kind of a Tony guy too, but
I heard that was Gene Haas.
Yeah.
I heard that was Haas that pulled him in.
Probably so.
But anyway. But I always thought that was kind of funny with that team, because Cole Custer, who is his dad, is an executive in Stewart Haas Racing.
Yeah, which I think Custer, it wasn't that bad.
I don't either. I think he come in at a terrible time.
I think he was okay, and then once the car started running bad, he really.
Yeah, but
I think he's a good Xfinity driver. I think
he's good, but I would have thought he would have went in there and almost just set the world on fire. Going back.
Oh yeah,
Cup from the year 2-3 years in Cup. I thought he would have went back and just been right on top of it, which I also thought the same thing with AJ Allmendinger.
Well, that's true, but the Xfinity series a lot. They've had Xfinity is almost like Cup last year. They've had 11 different winners. It's hard to win multiple races.
You're right. 100% right. So, moving on, speaking of AJ Allmendinger, he picked up the Xfinity win there on Saturday. I was surprised, kind of.
It was. Yeah.
He was good, but, he picked up an oval win, which doesn't happen often with him.
Seemed like he survived the first stage melee. Oh. They had 3 cautions before they got a lap in, hardly.
That's the thing with the Xfinity Series. Almost seems like it's like 1 week they're great, no cautions, run clean as on the wood. Next week, they just run over everybody. So anyway, moving on to Sunday night race, which was odd to me.
Yeah, not a holiday weekend.
Not a holiday weekend, and just we're gonna run a night race. I was fine with it. I mean,
I like the cars look good at night.
I think they stand out on that track good. Being that it's not a black track, that's one thing I kind of like about it. The way they look under lights there, they look good. Pretty good race actually, I thought, for the most part. Had some. Denny Hamlin actually led the most laps, but I don't think he was ever the fastest car out there. Kind of.
There was 4 or 5 guys. I think Tyler Reddick would have been tough if he wouldn't have had his problem. Yeah. He seemed like about the second.
He got lucky, though. I'm waiting to see what happens with that.
What was the tire coming off?
Well, he come off the track. He knew the tire was coming off. Tire was, you could see it on the video, just kind of wobbling back and forth. He knew the tire was coming off, and he goes to try to come down pit road, and as soon as he turns on it good, he spins out. And as he's spinning out, he crosses the pit line. And as soon as he crossed it good, that's when the tire come off. The penalty difference from a tire coming off on the track, as far as in race, and tire coming off the track on pit road, is 2 laps if it's on track. If it's on pit road, it's only tail end of the longest line.
Which one of they?
He got tail end of the longest line because it was on pit road.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this dude's tire came off on the track. I mean, it really did. I mean, all but out from under the car. He spins on the pit road, and then it comes off. I'm like, dude, you got so lucky right there.
Yeah, but as hard as it was to pass in the longest line was probably a pretty good penalty.
Just bad. So anyway, Chastain sat on pole, looked good pretty much the whole race. Martin Truex looked really good. It was kind of, to me, it looked like three people.
Oh, yeah.
It was either Chastain, Truex, Denny Hamlin. That was kind of the top three all night, and that's kind of how it finished. And it was pretty much, like you said, whoever got in front of the other. Now, I will say, I thought it was a decent race, but out of the mile and a halves here lately, I thought it was probably the worst mile and a half.
It was a low one. They had a cool moments. They had a moment where they ran 3 wide for the lead for a couple laps.
Yeah.
It was good. It was just it's hard to pass, and the concrete's kind of one lane. Felt like so.
It
was decent. I thought it was a pretty good race.
It was pretty good, but like I said, I just think for the mile and a half, lately, unfortunately, the mile and a half have been some of the best racing. I just think it was on the lower side of that.
Which it is unique. As much brakes they're using. So it's unique. It's not quite mile and a half racing. It's kind of a mix between that and short track, but it was pretty good.
That's right. So Ross Chastain comes up, wins it, throws the watermelon, eats the watermelon, goes in the crowd, shares the watermelon with everybody.
I was glad to see Ross win it. I really do. I think Ross got a lot of slack for stuff lately, but
he did.
Which I didn't all think was deserving. He just seemed. He always happened to be the one that
he's just around it.
Yeah.
I felt like when all that happened and they sat down with him, had a conversation supposedly.
Which, he said that never happened. He said
I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that.
He said Justin Marks never.
Yeah. But I guess he probably heard Justin Marks' comment.
Well, he got a lot of slack after Darlington.
Right.
That was kind of like.
Well, and everybody heard what Justin Marks had to say. He said, "Well, we need to talk with him about some things, maybe calm him down." Essentially, is what he says. And so, even if they didn't sit down and have a talk, he heard that. I felt like after that, all of a sudden, it was just like, all right, let's calm down. And he did. Whether it really happened or not, we don't know. He knows, maybe. But it just seemed that way. And I watched it yesterday, and from what I've gathered, I listened to Actions Detrimental with Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's not one of my favorite drivers, but I love to hear him talk about all this stuff, his perspective of it anyway. But it he drove around Denny Hamlin and never got close to him.
Yeah.
But what I say, and I listened to him, is because Denny Hamlin's kind of said that they've kind of buried it.
Really?
Yeah, he said they've talked. He didn't really go into detail. He just said they talked.
See, I don't like that.
I don't either.
I want to let Ross go free. A lot of stuff that I saw happen with Ross was stuff where the other driver could have avoided. And I understand a lot of the stuff was his fault, but a lot of it, I can see calling it either way.
Oh, I 100% agree with you. I think their biggest reasoning behind it was more of, okay, say now Ross has won a race, he's in the playoffs. Kind of like last year. They didn't necessarily wreck him or anything, but they just didn't do him any favors. Nobody got out of his way. Nobody just let him go. That didn't happen. So I can understand it from that side. Is all right, let's bury it. We're tired of racing each other like this. Let's do whatever. So I can get that, but yeah, I like the action out of it myself.
I thought it puts on good racing. And I think that's when he runs his best too. That's what we saw.
I agree. So with that being said, I think you won it.
Good deal. I have Larson.
You had Larson. He finished fifth.
Okay.
You finished first. Sterling finished second with Kyle Busch, who was okay. Ninth.
If he wanted to spun out, had a flat tire, spinning. If he didn't have to go to the back 3 times, it might have been okay.
Might have been all right.
Yeah.
I had Bowman, who did absolutely nothing.
Was he even out there?
Who did absolutely nothing.
Speaking of that, did you see Blaney hit that wall?
I did see Blaney hit that wall. It looked like Keselowski missed a shift, or I don't know what happened. He said it wouldn't
go or something.
It wouldn't go, and then somebody piled in the back of him, and he got sideways, and
it just
I don't know. But big old chain reaction. Kyle Busch was in the middle of that. He hits 12, turned sideways. Everybody saw it. He just piles head on into the wall, and it's like he slid forever before he hit it.
It was like he slid when he got the grass. He tried to get off the brakes so it come back around. Well, it's like it was like right at that angle where it just wasn't quite ready.
It's like it needed another 5 degrees.
Yeah, and then it just. But when he let off the brake, it's like it just caught and just picked up speed.
So he said it was the hardest hit he's ever had, and he wasn't going. I mean, he was going fast. Don't get me wrong, but he wasn't going that fast. But it was not on a safer barrier.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing.
Yeah. So who knows? So that was interesting. So yeah, but anyway, you picked up 3 points from it. Sterling picked up 2 points. I picked up a point. Standings as of right now. I am still in the lead with 38 points. Sterling has 33, and you have 31. We're still close. Still close.
Trying to crawl back in. Hopefully, I saved all my good drivers for this last 10 races.
You've got it coming up. So,
guess you'll pick.
I guess that means I actually got to pick first.
Chicago Street Course.
I have went back and forth on this. Because nobody's been on the track other than on iRacing. I got it on iRacing, and I hate it. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That is just horrible. But I am going to. I saved a few of my road course drivers for particular instances like this. I am going to go with Tyler Reddick.
There you go. This is really just throw names in a hat and just.
This is. Throw names in the hat.
If you have to make an educated guess, that's not a bad one.
And I ain't gonna even lie to you. I was going back and forth between Tyler, Ty Gibbs, and Michael McDowell. But the reason I didn't go with Michael McDowell, even though how good he has been on road courses and stuff in the past, this year he just has not impressed me on any of them. Yeah. I guess I don't know if I'll have to use him at some point. I may. I don't know. I don't even know how this figures out. So anyway, I'm gonna go with Reddick there. Sterling gets to pick second. He is baseballing again, and actually, congratulations to Cole man there. He Sterling's little boy Cole. His team won. Oh God, what is that? His team won. Their I don't even know what we would call that. Anyway, let's call it like regional. Anyway, his all-star team won, and they have made it to state. So they're practicing up, and he's on a team that they got him practicing every day, and they work hard for it. So congratulations to them making it to state. They're gonna be doing that next couple weeks here.
Good luck.
So good luck, Cole man. So Sterling went with the driver coming off a win this week. He's taking Ross Chastain.
Okay.
So there we go with that. So what you got?
I guess I'm gonna go ahead and use him. I'm gonna take AJ.
AJ Allman Dinger.
I don't know if he's got any street course experience in IndyCar or anything.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not.
He had one or two. One or a dozen. And I like that pick. I had already used him.
Yeah.
I had thought about that, but I had already used him. I don't know. I just don't know about this track.
Yeah.
I
think it's.
Are you excited about it?
I'm interested in it.
Are you
excited? I don't know. I'd much rather us be at Chicagoland or Kentucky or somewhere.
It's July 4th weekend, in my opinion, and we need to be at Daytona.
Yeah.
But that's just me. But Daytona, I can understand
it
is so miserably hot down there. I can 100% understand why they're not there. I get being in the Chicago market. To me, there's a perfectly good track. Sits about an hour south of there, Joliet, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too excited myself about this street course.
Yeah.
A few years back when they were building the Roval, they built in kind of a hairpin type turn, I guess you say. That I don't even know what number it would be, but it was right before you went back out onto turn 1. NASCAR turn 1 as they called it, but I'm like, it's all NASCAR, but they called it anyway, oval turn 1. It kind of, instead of having just that little short straightaway there,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen
they cut off,
came around kind of like how the Legends Oval does. Yeah.
It's exactly that. That's exactly. So they cut that out because they said it was too much of a low speed corner. Well, if none of y'all if you haven't run it yet on iRacing, you're on iRacing, just go by it just to see. This is all low speed corners, at least for me on there. Maybe y'all are everybody's way better road course racer than I am on iRacing, but dude, it was just like go, stop, turn, go, stop, turn, go, stop, turn. And I guess this new car probably lends itself a little more to that. I don't know.
I think it's a big hassle. I don't think
they're going to be back.
I think it's definitely a one-off.
It is the mayor of Chicago now has zero interest.
Yeah, he finally said something positive about it about a week ago.
Yeah, somebody finally made him.
Yeah, I think half the councilmen and stuff don't even want it, and
nobody wants it there.
Reading some of the articles, like the local news article, I saw a video about this. It's kind of funny how little they know about NASCAR.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like some of the concerns they have.
Well, that's my thing. Is like
worry about a car crashing and civilian injuries. You know, like no, you don't have to worry about Kyle. Yeah, Kyle Larson's not going to come crashing through.
It's not how
City Hall.
Works,
yeah.
I don't know. They want it so bad in that market, and don't get me wrong, there'll be a good crowd there. There will be a good crowd, but most of that crowd is traveling in from other places.
Oh yeah.
I don't think your local Chicagoans are coming to really watch that race.
I don't think there's a huge market in Chicago.
I don't either. They want there to be a market in Chicago, but it's just not. It's just not there.
Yeah, just go run Worldwide Technology in Chicagoland. They're both in Illinois.
Exactly.
Let them just rotate those tracks every year is what I'd say. But it's interesting. I don't know. I think it's either going to be a wreck fest or it's going to be a single file train rolling around there.
Somebody going to mess up, overdrive a corner, and nose it into a wall.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
There's no runoff room. I mean, obviously, street course. Zero. That's how it is, but
somebody's going to have it nose into a wall and cause a big old pileup behind them. About 3 or 4 cars are going to just thump. Yeah. Like one of them IndyCar wrecks where somebody overdrives a corner and just everybody piles in the back of them.
It's going to be interesting.
Definitely going to be. All right. Well, cool. So we to recap, you are taking
AJ
Allmendinger. Sterling takes this past week's winner, Ross Chastain. And I am taking, Tyler Reddick for the road course, street course, Chicago.
Yeah. We'll get through it.
No, I ain't being negative about it. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I promise you
I
don't want to completely tear
I'm interested.
I almost feel bad that it's kind of got a negative rep before it even happened. You'd think.
I feel like the Debbie Downer half the time. My negativeness isn't coming necessarily from the track. Yeah. I felt like if you really want to do it, I get, we want it in this market. We want it in that market. We want it in this market. We want it in that market. There is some cool areas in downtown Charlotte with some with some elevation changes and everything else around the Bobcats arena and all that stuff, that would, in my opinion, have been pretty cool to see a street course done.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it would have been, I know, yes, this market here is just saturated with NASCAR and racing, but give it to your fan base, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't feel like the biggest thing is going to be people at the track. I feel like it's just more of a TV thing.
Yeah,
which, I mean, I feel
exactly.
I don't know. Whatever. I hope it does good.
I hope it does. I hope it does.
I just don't know.
I just
don't know that it will.
I don't have very.
It seemed like it was doomed from the start.
It was. People done stole stuff out there.
Yeah.
In the construction of it and all this other stuff. It's just not looking good. Not looking good. But anyway, well, cool, guys. Also, got to thank our good friends at Dixie Made. Dixie Made Apparel, guys. Y'all head over there. Get all your cool, awesome Southern apparel. Your T-shirts, hats, coolers even. Everything you need, like I say, to go spend a good day at the lake, as far as what you want to wear, what you want to have your food in, your drinks in, and all that good stuff. Head over to Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff at Dixie Made on all those. Go follow them. Check out all the cool brands that they have. Can't beat it. Also, our good friends at Rev Max Racing Apparel, guys. Cool suits. I say cool suits, cool looking suits. All your SFI rated suits, karting even, they specialize in those. So y'all head over to Rev Max Racing Apparel. Also, MPM Marketing, guys. If you are a young man like we've had on the show today, Mr. Trey Mills, he's not an MPM guy, but he has marketing help behind him, and you have to have marketing help behind you if you want to make it in this sport, make it to top series like he has. You've got to have good help, and there's no better help out there than Tanya at MPM, McAllister Precision Marketing. So y'all head over there, www.marketwithmpm.com. Get set up with her today. Get everything you can think of there, and as far as all your social media needs, all your marketing needs, just everything across the board. Head over to MPM. All right. Well, what else we got? We got Florence Motor Speedway. You going to be racing at Anderson possibly?
Possibly.
Hopefully on Friday night. Florence Motor Speedway is going to be running Saturday night. I don't think we're going to have a show next week. I think we'll take July 3rd off.
That's okay. There you go.
July 3rd. I'm taking it off of work and everything. So I'm just like,
might as well just have a complete day off.
Cool day. Chill day. Go shoot some fireworks.
Yeah.
They are having fireworks at Florence Motor Speedway, as they do every year.
Yep,
so y'all come out there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. So bring the kids out. I know Steve's dad is always super excited about it. So y'all bring the kids out to Florence Motor Speedway. Come watch fireworks, watch the races, watch fireworks. There'll be fireworks on and off the track, as they always say.
It's the classic slogan for all track promoters.
Exactly. Can't wait to get out to the track. Ready to get my motor back, ready to get it in the car. I think that blue thing over there beside you will be gone tomorrow, actually.
Really?
I mean, yeah, I might have to get you
got a buyer or?
I do. There
you go.
Might actually have to get you to help me move the car right here in just a minute. While you're here. So yeah, that's what I got going on this weekend. I'll probably be out at the track for a little while, hang out there. I'd love to make it to Anderson, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it up there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's a little haul.
Well, if it was, I'd just jump in the truck with y'all or something. Nah. I'm going to make it up there one of these days. One of these days. I'm taking off the 3rd, so I couldn't take off Friday too.
All right, wait. I'm not 100% sure we're going to make it up there, so I wouldn't make too many plans right now.
No, we they gave us the option. They were like, anybody wants to take off 3rd? Because I looked at them like 3 weeks ago, and I was like, look, just letting y'all know, July 3rd, I'm not going to be here. I am not going into work on a Monday, being off on that Tuesday, then coming back Wednesday. Nope, just taking a long weekend.
There you go.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Good deal.
Good deal. What else we got going on? Anything?
Gonna do iRacing race tomorrow, maybe.
Possibly. Like I said, I got to deal with that, and I'm gonna change brakes on my truck. Actually, I thought I changed, and I don't even remember what brand I got. I got them from my local Advance. They're probably some Weavers or something like that. Nothing spectacular. This is completely off subject. I bought brakes in January. Put them on my truck. There's probably, I don't know, 7,000-8,000 miles. Yeah, I put a lot of miles on the truck. Maybe 10,000 miles on them, and they are shot.
Wow.
Gone. I don't know if one of them just broke or...
You're being hard on them, man.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So they're gone. So I went on... I need to call them for some sponsorship or something, because I'm going to give them a plug right now. I know a lot of people use them. I hate not shopping local. I absolutely do. But anywhere around here was going to cost me about $300 for pads and rotors for my truck. I went on Rock Auto, less than half the price.
Wow.
For better pads and better rotors.
Can't beat that.
So, just throwing it out there. Rock Auto. If y'all need car parts, a lot of times you got to watch your shipping on it, because they'll come from different warehouses and they charge a lot of shipping. But so anyway, y'all head over to Rock Auto. Come on, Rock Auto, give us $1. Nah. Anyway, so I'll be doing that. But to speak of, we had a really good race last week.
We did.
We ran just fixed setup, late model stock race. It was the default fixed setup. The only thing we did to it was we moved fuel to 50% with one set of tires for 150 laps. Basically, we needed fuel twice.
Yeah, well, we were hoping for once, but so many caution laps don't count.
Caution laps didn't count.
So that ended up having to...
We ran it essentially like a Cars Tour race would run. 40 laps. If you ran 40 laps, you got a caution. Which I think some people they didn't understand that. Which I get. If you don't watch Cars Tour all the time, you won't get it. I thought I explained it well, but apparently I didn't. Just do better next time. We had a bunch of cautions right at the beginning, because we just left in the open room, which I still owe Connor some money because he won it.
Just put it on next time.
I'm just building up the tab. Build up the tab. But man, that was a fun race.
It was. I enjoyed it. And
your strategy worked.
Pleasantly surprised. Yeah, did not think it would. Kind of got lucky, but
that wasn't luck. Yeah. That wasn't luck at all. That was Connor was going in the pits when nobody else was going in the pits.
Well, it just happened to work out not the way I actually intended it. I was hoping, because everybody was just going to wait and come on that last caution. Yeah. But we had a caution 15 laps before it's supposed to, 30 laps before it's supposed to come out. So I said, I'll come on in and get tires and fuel, and I'll just ride around. And then when they pit, I'll come out. I won't have to, so I'll be ahead of them. I'll have a little bit older tires, but it didn't seem like it mattered too much.
Tire fall off wasn't terrible. Actually, I ran my best lap. I think it was like 40 laps into a run on tires. Or no, not quite.
If you saved them,
yeah, it was a good bit. Yeah. Well, I didn't feel like I was. I mean, I wasn't over driving, but you could actually hit the gas. After you tried to save for so long, you could hit the gas and pick back up. So there was saving tires. It was a fun race. You, Landon Moody, myself.
It's good to get us.
Who else? There were some other guys in there that we didn't know.
Cody, Trey. I don't know. Random people.
Yeah, some
They're
random
pretty good
people.
though.
I think there was 8 people in that race that led multiple laps. I think that's what I went back and looked at, which was
pretty good.
That's
makes for a good race.
That makes for a really good race. So, we put up. I actually put up. What was I put up to win? 20, 25? 25 bucks. I think it was to win.
That'll bring them all.
And we got a good little crowd in there. Well, Landon Moody was starting on the pole, and I told him as we were sitting on the grid, I said, all right, pole man only. I said, extra $10 if you fall to the back and come back and win.
I could tell he didn't want to do it.
He was hesitant on it. He finally, yeah, I'll do it. and I thought he was going to do it.
He almost did it. Yeah,
he almost did it. He come back to the lead at one point. Just he had wore stuff out trying to get back to the front, I think, which was part of it. I mean, I thought the cautions at the first of it were really going to play into it, but he actually got caught up in one.
I think he was one of the cautions.
Yeah. I got caught up in one. There's quite a few of us got caught up in a caution.
I think that's how I won. I think I survived all the cautions.
Yeah. So that was fun. Hopefully, though, if I get done with everything, we'll do it tomorrow night.
I can set it up
if not,
if you need me to. If you think you'll be able to.
Whatever we need to do. Whatever we need to do.
Yep.
We'll figure something out. Figure out where we're going. Put it. What I do, everybody, if you want to jump in, I do it every time we race. Go join our Chicken Bone Alley iRacing group.
Facebook group. Yep.
Yeah, on Facebook. And what I do every time is I put up a poll, and I leave it open to anybody who wants to vote in it. And the way I do these is you give me the whole car and track combination, and whichever one gets the most votes wins it. I kind of just had to flip a coin this past time.
Yeah, you were tied.
Yeah, we were tied. So flipped a coin. Actually, I told him I made my executive decision because the other option I did not like personally, and I don't even remember what it was.
That Wilkes Squirrel.
And I put it up there. That's the bad thing. I put it up there, and I was like, well, you know what happened? I put it up there because I was like, that'd be a cool race. I don't know if you went and ran that default.
Something's wrong with it.
Yeah, something is bad wrong with it.
And
then it don't turn, and then all of a sudden it turns really good.
It used to be that way.
No,
I used to enjoy racing it.
No,
something's wrong with it.
So when those were two, I was like, nah, we running that one. We need a setup for that. So anyway, we'll try to get it up. If we don't get it up tomorrow night, we'll get it up one night, but we'll try to get it up. If not, like I said, Connor put it up.
Yep, I'll throw it up.
I'll get there whenever I get there. Just watch it if I have to.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, guys, we sure appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We appreciate Boo Carlisle and Trey Mills coming on, hanging out with us tonight, especially because it was last minute with both of them. I sure appreciate them a whole lot for coming on. Y'all go check them out and all they're doing. Go follow their pages on all the social media. And watch everything they got going on. Boo puts out a ton of content, so y'all need to go check him out on Facebook. Go check him out on YouTube mainly, but yeah, check him out on Facebook. You'll see all the content, Instagram, all the cool stuff. Also, guys, as always, I'd like to thank all our partners for sure: Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Profab Headers and Exhaust, SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Dixie Made, MPM, and Rev Max Racing Apparel. Y'all go follow all them out there. Help us out a ton. Give us some listens. Yeah, all that fun stuff. All that good jazz.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, I reckon that's gonna do it for this week. Unless you got anything else.
Nope. Good to go.
All right. Well, we will be checking y'all out at whatever racetrack you out this weekend. But we'll see y'all next week.
See ya.
All right, Facebook crowd. Who's still on here? Wish I could see. Y'all shoot a message. Tell me who's on here.
That guy there's on there.
Oh, G. Guru G. He put a lot of letters I don't understand on there.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty diehard fan, it looks like.
Yeah, he is definitely. Love problem solution. Business problem solution. Just press.
It's like he does it all.
Yeah, he does everything. He is a man of all things. He's got his phone number down there. If anybody wants to contact him, I would suggest not doing this, but he's got his phone number down there. All right. Well, don't look like nobody. Oh, Hello, baby. My wife is on here. Hey, Kayla. How are you? Oh, now all of a sudden we got more viewers on here than we've had the whole time. How about that? No, we had a good bit earlier. Yeah. Thanks to Trey Mills and all them shared posts. Appreciate all them.
Good deal.
That's cool stuff. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to jump off of here. I'm going to go try to get a motorcycle out of here, maybe. And figure out how to do so. I'd love to figure out how to do so without taking the car out, but I don't think that's going to happen.
We'll find a way. We might get squeeze it by. You roll it here. We'll work on it. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. Y'all take it easy, and we'll be seeing y'all.